Welcome to 3 poses a day for 30 days to relax the pelvic floor. I'm Tracy, and this is just a little bit of an intro to tell you what to expect. Go over a little bit of the anatomy because some of the cues are different than the standard yoga class. All right, first thing you need to know, and it's going to sound like a broken record on these videos, is that the pelvic floor is probably the most impacted by your breath. So every cue that I give for breathing tells my students to raise the chest on the inhale, expand the rib cage, and fill the belly with air all the way to the pelvic floor. Now, the pelvic floor is a group of muscles. So just like your arm and the muscles in the arms need to flex and contract, so does the pelvic floor. As you breathe in, the air presses down and those muscles drop. And as you exhale, they raise up. So it's super important, especially during yoga, that you are actively working and properly working those muscles of the pelvic floor. All right, so the breath, that's the first point. The next point, when you're sitting down, I almost always recommend that you use a blanket, a pillow, something to help you sit in front of your sits bones to make sure that your pelvis is in neutral. And your pelvis is in neutral when your spine has a nice natural curve. So, to find your sits bones, I would invite you to sit on a blanket or a towel or just on the floor, even a chair, and rock back and forth. Now, as you're rocking, you'll notice there's a center point, 2 bones that you are rotating over. Those bones are the sits bones, and if you're sitting in front of them, you will keep a natural curve in the lumbar spine, which is the lowest section of the spine. So in the model, these are the hip points, these are the sits bones, and you're sitting in front of them. Now, there are a few cases when you sit behind, but not in this series. In this series, you'll always be in front, and that will keep the natural curve of the spine. All right, the other thing to point out is the sacrum and then the tailbone. So the sacrum is this group of bones here, and the tailbone comes down this direction. And I apologize in advance for the butt shot, but I think it's good to see on an actual body where these parts are. So the sacrum is this triangle here. You have the lumbar spine, the sacrum, and then the tailbone goes between the butt cheeks. So a lot of times with the tailbone, I will cue to pull the tailbone to the back of the head. That means you're rotating on the hips backwards. Or I can cue to tuck under, and that will change the position of the pelvis. Now the sacrum, when you're laying flat on the floor, to keep that natural curve of the spine, I cue to keep flat on the sacrum. So it'll be really important as you're taking the series to pay attention to where the center point on your sacrum is. And I'll walk you through a few classes on how to do that. So your breath, your sacrum, your tailbone, and then keep a nice straight back. Now remember, everybody's different, and there will be poses you'll find that are challenging or maybe something that just doesn't work for you. Know that that's okay. Just do the best you can. I give lots of modifications, and you'll find something that will work for you. That's about it. Thanks for listening, and I'm super excited to get started. So welcome to 3 poses a day for 30 days to relax the pelvic floor, and I'll see you on day 1. Bye.